Alrighty people, Injured here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Argus, Desert Gate and Orks versus Caeltos. Game 3, Orks Unchained. We have the lead designer and founder of Elite Mod, it's Caeltos, with a Kommando knob. Infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with a twin link shooter. This is the Death Scholar's elite scheme, recolored red. Alongside, Ace of Swords is a big angry Warboss melee commander that walks through objects. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And rounding off this blue Orky team is HansMoleman as a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And the Chaos team, unchanged from game 2, we have Osinski as a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and disruption, and fights melee. In melee combat he's using the Iron Warriors elite scheme. Alongside Dark Riku, 4-time MRT winner, sticks with the Plague champion, starts off range combat with a damage over time builder, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. Some Nurgle worship there. Looks like the Orks are doubling mid early on, and rounding off the red team is 5-time MRT winner Noisy as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, offensive spellcaster, really good manipulation and control abilities. And the Orks battering through the mid. Riku trying to back off but loses a CSM model, and that's not what he wanted. In that kind of situation you need to back off, try to pick off models where you can, but preserve your stuff. He perhaps should have brought back the CSM to where his Plague champion was there. 499, 487, 1 to uncap. Noisy going after some sluggers. There's the Doom Bolts. Ouch. Starting ability of the Chaos Sorcerer, and it's really nasty against starting squads. Even Marines, it really hurts. And he can then use his Consume to eat a heretic and get his energy back and do it again. Now it's Noisy who's getting doubled. CSM tanking a lot of the damage behind his heavy cover here, but the Warboss moves in to ruin that, and CSM tried to force melee combat, but with 4 shooter squads and the Warboss, they are forced off. Noisy throwing out another Doom Bolts, has the Sword of Flame already. Caeltos going for some looters early on, and look at this, double CSM for Osinski and double CSM for Riku. They did lose a lot of Heritage squads in general in the first 2 games, so maybe this is a way to be a bit, ouch, really nasty Doom Bolts, a way to be a bit more solid in the early game with those double CSM. We do have an aspiring champion for Riku's Heretics, but I imagine, yes, we see the spiky armor, which basically means you can't engage this guy with melee Heretics. And spiky armor, as amazing as it is only 100 rec, 20 power, if you're going to believe that. Basically the bottom price for war gear, apart from some of the Lord General stuff. But yeah, amazing price for this thing. Bang Bang Hammer is up. I think he's gone for this in each of the games so far, with him swapping out to the Power Claw sometimes. Noisy with single CSM and Heretic, so he's probably going to go straight into Havocs or Noise Marines, both of which are awesome. I'd get Havocs and Noise Marines on all players, probably. Some better Havoc play with some better Heretic play, I think. We'll see them through and maybe prevent a 3-0 clean sweep by the Orks, which is on the cards here, having won both games. Heretics in trouble if these guys focus them down, but they're not focusing them down, and Heretics forcing off these sluggers with Phosphorating Flame. Wow, if the shooters just focused down those Heretics for a few seconds, they would have been wiped. As you can see, Ace getting knob leaders up to spot infiltrating units, but also I think make his shooters a bit more hardy against those Doom Bolts flying in, because those are painful. Dark Halo up, but doesn't last long against all the Daka. Double CSM is just asking for Storm Boys to hit the field, and we already have them jumping in from Hans. There's a heal on the sluggers, but I think he's going to lose them here. That was the battery pack heal from the Mekboy. We've seen that do some really good stuff so far in this series. There's that Noise Marine Cacophony. Do the CSM get away? They do, but Osinski lost his Heretics. Noise Marines of both Dark Riku and Osinski do great things versus Orks, I think. So much damage from that Sonic Blaster, as we saw in the first game early on. Looters are going to take this garrison, and this is going to be annoying, because they might not be able to get this Noise these Noise Marines close enough to fire there because of these big shooters suppressing on demand and stuff. We'll see. Stun bomb should be dodged. There we go. And he's forced off by range fire. Is the Kommando, and Riku's coming over to the west. Oh, look at this. He's put a turret up on the east. Heavy bolter turret from the Plague Champion. And Warboss doesn't like it. He's got angry bits and he's going to flank around through the walls, I think, or at least try to. Got the disruption from the cacophony. Look at this. Infiltrated looters hidden by Caeltos' Kommando. Hide the boys, one of his globals. They still haven't forced the Orks off their VP, have they? Noise Marines have made it up to the garrison though, and will see off those looters. Storm Boys in amongst CSM. This is bad, really bad. Knocked over by special attacks, and that's when it gets really dangerous. Storm Boys with power melee weapons, which is what makes them so damn dangerous versus Marines in Tier 1. 446, 462. Sluggers with burners forced off by Noise Marines. And Ace has managed to flank the turret, so it might go down here. Bang Bang Hammer getting hits. Can they go and defend it in time? Is Riku going to go up there? This is actually Osinski transitioning to the middle and Noisy alongside. Riku must be off the field now, I suppose. Yes. And a lot of Marines on the field, a hell of a lot of Marines on the field. You have double CSM from all players. That's 6 CSM squads. Noise Marines getting a bit too close to all of this Dakar. They should be able to get away though, and wow, Storm Boys jumping those double CSM, and that is the danger. You need your heretics in position and your anti-melee stuff. Chaos Lord has good anti-melee in tier 2 with his Blood Maul, with that disruption at close range. The Lightning Claws also have that destructive strike, but they're so expensive, those things. 418, 462. Commander Knob. What is he up to? He's not firing on the generators. He's got booby traps though. Ouch! Looters were in the garrison and were wiped. Those were Ace's looters, I believe. 2-to-1 cap for the Orks now. But it's a close opening. I mean, Orks have pushed, but they haven't wiped a lot of stuff. They killed Osinski's heretics, but Hans also lost his sluggers. Oh, looks like, yeah, Riku lost his heretics as well, didn't he? And those were aspiring champion heretics, I think, that he lost, which is 25 power down the drain, so that's pretty painful. And this power unbuilt on. Orks seem to be focusing mid, which we saw in the Space Marine versus Tyrannid series, didn't we? Space Marines focusing mid on this map, and it just throws off your opponents, I think, because they're so used to fighting the east side on Argus. There's that cacophony, knocking down everything. And he's keeping his guys in the field. It's risky, lots and lots of damage from those double shooters. He's going to lose his Noise Marines. Did they get away? 3 hit points. Wow, they get away. That is lucky. Osinski getting close with that Dark Halo up, but now he can't use Kill the Weak and he's going to lose his Chaos Lord. Lots of CSM here though. Look at this. Firing away, forcing off those sluggers, but so much Dakar coming the other way. 412, 437. Blood Crusher on the field for Noisy. Charging in amongst shooters and ready with that Dark Flames. Hans has a Beamy Death Gun on the way for his looters, so that's instant pressure on this Blood Crusher when it gets into range. Where are those guys? Here they come. Infiltrated, of course. And the Storm Boys have their Knob Leader with that heavy melee knife, and this guy's mean. He also allows them to stun on landing their jump, which is great for them. Looters with a Death Gun also. And they're moving up to try and cover the mid with those setup teams. Meanwhile, west side, power under attack from sluggers. Chaos Sorcerer teleports in to have a word and forces them off. The Chaos Sword is back on his feet. I assume he was revived by the Sorcerer, maybe? Level 5 Sorcerer, Level 2 Plague Champion with the Mucus Discharge. Orks retaking their naturals on the east. Noisy wants these generators down from mid. Looter's covering this western approach, waiting for that Blood Crusher to show his face. This guy can break these walls, of course. 389, 419. It's tense. Might see a bunch of weird boys from the Orks. Wow, Caeltos is going straight to tier 3. More Noise Marines from Osinski, and why not? Double Noise Marines is awesome in team games. Double Bloodletters from Noisy. Look at this. Not seen any Bloodletters in the previous games. From what I can remember, just some Blood Sacrifice squads, I believe. 377, 419. Noise Marines forced off, and the Chaos team are going to lose their power here. Double Tank Busters. Making very short work of those generators. But the blue Chaos team are taking red team's natural VP, and Heretics are going to catch Looters in retreat. Doomblast. Doomblast. He did not Doomblast and did not get the CSM in retreat path for melee attacks. He could have wiped that Looter squad, I think. Warbanner is getting shot down. And, well, shaken apart by those Noise Marines. Now it's the Chaos team dominating the center of the map, and the Orc team dominating the east. Ard boys on the Warboss tanking like crazy. Double Bloodletters moving in on those shooters, forcing them off quickly, and that's important. Forcing off the shooters quickly takes away a lot of that DPS, of course, from range. Massive engagement here. The Tzeentch Worship going off in the middle of it. The Warboss getting set upon by the Chaos Lord, who's level 2, and Caeltos lost a lot of stuff. Blood Crusher went down. No sign of Armor of the Inferno. Did we see it in the last game? I don't think we did. 377, 414. Shooter boys in retreat now. Orcs need to lick their wounds and get back out on the field. What is Caeltos going to do? He's tier 3. I assume maybe some flash kits or something to shoot the crap out of all these CSM. Flash kits with blasters, really powerful versus heavy and super heavy infantry. Tank busters get away, do they? Just about. Now we have double Blood Crushers under Tzeentch Worship. One of them has lost a model, but still pretty scary. All that power melee DPS from this demonic infantry. And there's that warp shift phasing them out of the material world, so they take no damage but cannot attack or cap or do anything useful. Can't be knocked back either, which is handy. Oh, look at this, infiltrated tank busters from Caeltos to bash power. Really tricksy little orc. And they just all got purchased as well by Riku, I believe. Put all 3 down. They might lose them all immediately, because Chaos are sitting pretty mid right now. Blastmaster, Noise Marines, wow, almost wiping out those shooters with a single shot. Nicely hit. That wall half destroyed. And Chaos looking a lot better here than they did in their previous games. They started off really strongly in the first one and hung on heroically in the second, but they have good armies and varied armies on the field now. Those double Bloodletters, a bunch of Noise Marines with a whole host of CSM, so we could see a mixture of Mark of Corn and Mark of Tzeentch, or just a bunch of aspiring champions maybe. And Orcs forced off their own natural, but this is a good push back on the west side. The Bloodletters forced off. Tank busters spotted. They did take down one of the generators. Did they take down? I think they took down 2 of them. 304, 414. He's gone for the Mantle of Hate here, the Osinski. I think Armor of the Inferno would have been much more useful, but we'll see if he can disable the Warboss at a crucial time. It could pay for itself, that thing. Storm Boys jumping in, and he saw that stun on land, but here is the cacophony. Noise Marines are just awesome. Caeltos has Commandos out in tier 3, maybe called in from his global bar, and it's tier 3 for Ace. And Riku should be going tier 3 himself. He's floating here. And there is the tier 3. Maybe he was waiting for perhaps getting a Dreadnought up. That's a explosive from the Kommando knob taken out. He has his special shooter, basically an Orky shotgun, which is as awesome as that sounds. booby traps, and that mega boom kit. 228, 414. Did they lose another generator? No, they lost a node. Lots of power harass there. Now we see some over here. And Orky explosives guarding these 2 points. Commandos are spotted just in time and dodged. That burner bomb and love the Daka combo is so nasty. Stun bomb nicely hit on these CSM from Noisy. Commandos pushing, but they should be able to force them off in melee combat. There we go. 205, 414. Gonna kick off mid, is it? Ace charging forward with his level 3 Warboss, has that trophy rack. Hard Boys is up as well. There's Sizzle of the Rift sending heretics ahead, and Bloodletters have found some commandos to slaughter indiscriminately. And are they going to finish them off? Trying to teleport into retreat path, but have to go around this object here and might not be able to finish them. Wow, they get away. 184, 414. Chaos with a huge VP advantage. Heretics taking out the Kommando knob. Level 3 he is. Orks coming towards the east side. The Warboss on capping duty. This is a Lightning Claw Chaos Lord though, who is not pleased at all. Mantle of Hate. Should have drained life go off just as I left that area. Looted tank, reinforced plating already up. So now the red team needs to start thinking about getting some anti-vehicle to deal with this looted tank. They don't want this thing free reign to level up and shoot the crap out of stuff. Touch of Nurgle forcing off sluggers. Do they have any AV? They do have some Havocs, but that's about it. And they still have their heavy bolter at the moment. 173, 414. A champion with that mucus discharge level 4. Chaos he's level 8 this Chaos Sorcerer. How the heck did that happen? All players now tier 3 or going tier 3. Warboss levels the 5, does he? Oh, levels the 4. Mekboy is level 3. Still has that battery pack. Does he realise he's on the field though? Does he realise he's been revived? The plague champion might just shoot him down here. 165, 414. Does that Hans realises just in time and retreats out. And more reviving for this Warboss. Isn't he helpful? Is this going to level him to 5? Switches back to the trophy rack. And it doesn't quite level him. Chaos Predator now on the way for Dark Riku. That could deal with the looted tank quite nicely with Mark of Zinch. Double Noise Marines making short work of the gens from Osinski. 165403. Flash Gits on the field for Caeltos with Git Finders at the moment. And those massive amount of Daka from the Snaz guns. Taking out 2 gens really quickly with tank busters alongside. Wow, did not last long. That's such a really quick power bashes from the Orks. Both sides. Tank buster barrage set up by Love the Daka. Nicely done. They didn't throw this. Oh, is that the burner bomb? No, it's a stun bomb from the Kommando knob. Level 3. Bloodletters blob capping here. Is one of them going to jump? Oh, it's a Sorcerer who jumps. 165, 366. Looters might be wiped. Might be wiped. Surely he can teleport after it again. Does he have... I'm not sure what the cooldown is on the Sorcerer teleport. I guess it's longer than that. Looted tank taking shots on... Wow, Blastmaster doing a massive chunk of damage. Somehow that counted as a rear arm hit, I believe, for some reason. There's the boom shot. Double Bloodletters is an important engagement now. He needs to judge this correctly, Noisy. Trying to whack those sluggers before he's forced off with the double Bloodletters. Or does he go after the tank? He does. Rear arm hits from all those power melee weapons, almost finishing it off. So close. Bomber Boy is jumping in. He's teleporting after the looted tank, I think, but runs into trouble. There's a Pain Boy. Double looted tanks from Ace and another looted tank from Hans and Caeltos going for knobs. Are we going to see some Lightning Claw Terminator to try and deal with them? We saw 3 or 4 knob squads in the second game, and they really struggled to deal with that in tier 2. Maybe if they can keep these tanks away from them, they can just shoot them down. But you do need some kind of destructive source. Bloodletters also do good damage to knobs, but they don't really want to fight them toe to toe. But with support they can do a good job for you. Double Blastmaster Noise Marines for Osinski. We have triple Blastmaster Noise Marines if you include Riku's one. Orks with a 2-to-1. Osinski with double Mark of Khorne CSM now. Risky, a risk-reward unit, very much so in team games. Can they make this work? Warbanner, solitary, and they're doing a lot of resources into covering this natural VP because the Orks have been here so often. 165. 3-4-3. The Orks are starting to ramp up here, and they have that 2-to-1. But can they hold the east side? They need Marco Zinch Predators to deal with these looted tanks quickly. But here comes a knob squad. Beamy looters as well. Who can kill the tanks the fastest? I think it's gonna be the Orks. They have the beamy looters and the knob squad to run in. Kommando making a nuisance of himself, but might go down for his trouble. 165, 320. And there's a Rocks. The tank survives but runs right into a knob squad and goes down. Ouch. The bloodletters live. The shrine went down also, and now Orks are flooding this east side. Here comes another looted tank. All 3 of them up here. Lots of Dakar from shooters. And subjugated knobs, and there's an abyss from... Who was that from? It might have been Riku. Oh, maybe not. He got Terminators. 165, 309. Was probably Osinski then. Did it kill stuff? It killed stuff. It killed something. But that's a massive push from the Orks. This Predator is gonna live, I think. Maybe not. It's being chased down by Ace here. Might get a rear armor if it turns around. He's chasing it. That was a kind of misfire there. No, gets away. 165, 275. There's a double cap for the Orks. Not a long one though. Red team taking a natural back. Terminators with autocannon is what it's gone for. Not lightning claws then to go toe to toe with the knobs. Autocannon will help them take out the tanks, of course. You get a pretty decent autocannon, the Terminators. 165, 261. CSM really defensively back here from Noisy, level 4 and level 2. Orks bashing power yet again and have the 2-to-1. Sluggers on repair duty. The Mekboy himself can also repair, of course. Weirdboy on the way for Caeltos. Late Weirdboy purchase, but it's an awesome sub-commander with Warp Vomit right out the gate. Looted tanks, have they all leveled up? Level 2, level 1, level 1. Riku looking thin. He has Noise Marines, Heretics and Terminators. Lost both of his CSM. Not sure when that happened. I assume it happened mid while I was watching that massive engagement over here. Or maybe it just happened over here and I didn't spot it. While I'm putting up some more explosives, his favourite pastime. And they've capped up this east side completely. Marcus Zinch, Predator tank from Noisy. But here comes a battle wagon and a war truck from Hans. I don't think the Chaos team can hold against this. They kind of lost their momentum, haven't they? But you never know. This is a big push on the east side. Double Bloodletters, Marcus Zinch CSM, Terminators, a Predator tank, and some Heretics as well for good measure. Are they going to run into these explosives though? And there's a lot of stuff here, good grief. Flash kits, knobs, double looted tanks, beamy looters, a weird boy, and sluggers there to support with repairs. They are spotting the explosives though, which is good. Tzeentch worship for the blood letters. Gonna push that worship up a bit. There we go. No Nurgle Shrine over here, which might help. Riku has some Havocs up. I haven't seen the double autocannon Havocs thing that Chaos can do and be so nasty with it in tier 2. Does so much damage, would just melt Orks. Well, now it's tier 3 and it's a whole different game with knobs around. There's that battle wagon, here it comes. Orky super unit. Trundles around, running over stuff and shooting at it, and sometimes floating through the air. Hilariously. 165, 168 is almost evened up completely on VPs. Now it is 165, 165. Orks holding on to the 2-1. No sign of anyone having a nuke. Well, maybe Noisy. Yes, Noisy does have a nuke to use if he wants to. He might want some Terminators of his own, but he can't. There's 95 pop, so we probably will see that nuke at some point. Massive push by the Orks. Wow. Instigated by the battle wagons charging through, and they are just swept aside. Just get out of the way. Terminator's down a bit of trouble, being chased by the Warboss. Double looted tanks chasing. Flash kits with blasters were doing so much damage. They are able to teleport away and just about live. There's a Breath of Nurgle heal for the level 5 Plague Champion. 165, 158. Plague Champion has gone mad. He is attacking the battle wagon with his 8 DPS melee. Obviously trying to screw up its pathing, which might have worked there. Battle wagon backs away. Double looted tanks back away. Really good push from the Orks though. Can they counter push? Do they have what it takes? Dark Riku has some Plague Marines. 3 models with a snaring missile launcher, great durability, and some decent little traits as well. They explode on death, healing themselves and damaging enemies. Well, not healing themselves, in fact, they heal allies. The chosen Plague Marines are the ones that heal themselves. Those Marines covering the VP, killing a bunch of Orks. Maybe. Did they kill these guys? Or I think they were shooting at a Warboss. Unable to quite reach these looters. That must be incredibly frustrating for these guys. He's just attacking ground, trying to hit stuff in the front. He can't see what we can see. Stormboy's jumping in. And there's a stun bomb, but he actually stunned himself in the process, the Kommando knob. Mark of Khorne, CSM. Do they really want to fight these Stormboys? Wow, there's a Bomber Boy thrown in there. And these Stormboys are level 3. Up against double Markers Khorne, CSM. One of them's forced off, but one of them remains. Ouch, and there's a heal that might change this engagement all over again. 165, 98. Mark of Khorne, CSM. Do they live? They do live, and so does that Stormboy Knob Leader. Chaos Lord level 4. He does have the demonic massage now. Wow, what are they trying to? Oh, they're trying to finish them off, but jumped into trouble, and he might lose this guy now. Yes, he does. He loses them. Damage of a turn from the Plague Marines, finishing them off. 165, 82. Massive engagement cooking on this east side. There's the Foot of Bork. Smack. We do see a Nurgle Shrine then. And some more. Oh, these are the same kills Terminators from Riku. Warboss charging right in. There's an Abyss, and there's a very nicely placed one. Ouch. Wow, that was some noisy. 2-ton Caeltos still from the Orks. Frantic finish. Subjugated Knob Squad. Level 10 Chaos Sorcerer. Wow. But again, the Orks sweep aside the Chaos team, even with that nuke, even with subjugated knobs, and even with a Nurgle Shrine. These double looted tanks and that battle wagon, when you put that much vehicle armor in the opponent's face and then give them knobs to deal with, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to build an army to deal with all of those things. And it's GG from all players, a triple cap for the Orks at the end, and a Rocks to finish off, and the Orks are going to take this series 3-0. Yet another Abyss, which takes out a looted tank, but there is the Ork victory, and a clean sweep of the Chaos forces in this faction war. The Dark Gods will not be pleased. Level 4 Kommando Nob, level 6 Warboss, that spiky armor at 20 power is mad. Level 7 Mech, level 4 Chaos Lord, level 5 Plague Champion, and a level 10 Chaos Sorcerer. What did Chaos do wrong? I think those Chaos Dreadnought purchases in the first 2 games were a bit... they weren't very useful with those autocannons. I'm not sure why so many players opted to go for them, to be honest. In this game I think they competed a lot better with the varied builds they come up with Noise Marines, but I would have kept my Noise Marines with Sonic Blasters a lot longer. They're so good. Blastmasters are great of course, but with Storm Boys around and Knobs just to jump them and stuff, I would have kept the Sonic Blasters. Cacophony, useful versus Knobs as well. Run right in, they think they have an easy target, and then start using Cacophony. Maybe, well, and maybe Lightning Claws would have been better for these Terminators also, because they will stand against the Knob squad pretty well. And we only saw one of them for quite a while there. HansMoleman did have his own out at the end though. But there you have it, 3-0 victory for the Orks. Well done to them. Really strong faction war faction. Didn't see a lot of Warboss buffs going off though, mainly on the Warboss himself I think. Lots of Ardboys usage on him, alongside that spiky armor, really difficult to deal with. But there you have it guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Big thanks to all the players who've taken part, and I'll see you next time.